Hey guys, just wanted to set up a super quick guide on how to use dot apps to connect to the commune network and manage your balance and manage your stake. So let's go ahead and open up that dot apps, dotapps.io. And once it loads through this IPFS layer, it will go and most likely, if you haven't visited this site before, it'll ask you to connect your wallets using whatever extensions you have. I'm using the Polkadot extension. I've already got it connected. Hopefully you know how to do all that. And if not, then it should be pretty straightforward just using whatever extension you have set up for that. Then you'll notice as well that we're actually on the Polkadot chain with it being all purple and or pink or whatever color this is. And to change that chain to go to the commune chain, you can click this selector up at the top and you can find commune in the network. And to do that, I just collapse this Polkadot and parachains category and I go to live networks and then I can click on Commune AI right here. And then I can click on switch and that's going to connect me to the Commune AI where we open up on the Explorer where you can see events that are happening over here and you can see the recent blocks and you can click on those blocks and you can see what's happened inside of those blocks if you wanted to. So then we've got accounts and we've got developer. So if I go to accounts and click on accounts right here, then I can see the account that I have linked or accounts that I have linked, and I can see the balance that's inside of them. If I expand this right here, if I had, reserve or locked funds, then it would show up there as well. But I can see that I have a transferable 1000 commune balance and I can hit send and I can just paste in an address here and put in whatever amount I want here. And this works for the standard units. So if I put in one, I'm sending one token. And if I put in, 1.5 or something like that, I can do that on this screen, but it's not always like that on dot app. So keep that in mind whenever you're putting in your numbers in some of the other places. And I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So there's that. And then there's also this address book section where if I wanted to add a contact, I could. So for instance, if I wanted to add FAM's address, right? That's on the Senate, then I could go grab his wallet. Let me grab that real quick over here on the side, and I can paste that in there, and then I can put in fam, and then that's going to once I hit save, that's going to save that address right there, so that I can see, his balance, and I can send to him using that. If I click send on this address book page, it'll send from one of the accounts that I have selected, and then I can put in the amount that I want to send. Then, so that's pretty much it for the accounts page. It's super simple and it doesn't really go over your transaction history or anything along those lines, but it does let you send balances and add in your wallets and whatnot, and also manage multi-sig wallets. But I won't go over that with this video. Then we can go to developer and we can go to chain state. And in chain state, you can query the storage that's on the chain currently. And so I want to show you how to find your stakeTo and your stakeFrom. To do that, we can go to the subspace module right here. This is selecting which palette we're using. So subspace module. And then in here, you can see there's a ton of values that are used in Commune. And if I wanted to just find the things that say stake, I can search in stake. So we can see min validator stake, min weight stake, et cetera, et cetera. Then there's stakeFrom and stakeTo. So if I put in stakeFrom, this will let me put in two accounts, right? And I can query both of those accounts. So the stakeFrom, the from account, and the to account. If I wanted to put in FAM's account and not have a second one so that it shows me everything, or if I wanted to have a second one, like if in this one I knew a specific module and I wanted to see just the value that I have staked or that FAM has staked to that module, then I could put that in there. But for this, I'm just going to take off the option, and then I can see the stake from just for FAM's account on his Senate key, which is empty. And I can do the same thing for stakeTo, and there's an option there. So I turn that off and then I can hit the little plus. Once I hit the plus, it'll query. So you can see the stakeTo is the to account and the from account to the stake amount. And so this is FAM's wallet going to whatever address that's for. And this is about 14,000 commune. 9 zeros are added on top in case you didn't know. And So this is about 14,000 commune that's going to wherever that's going. And so for your account, it would show different values, and you can just grab that information. And then after we have that, we can go to extrinsics. And in extrinsics, you can actually call the functions that are managing your stake. So to do that, I can do subspace module once again right here. And then I can there's a whole bunch of different functions in here, and I can search for stake inside of this as well. And you can see there's about 5 functions here. There's the add stake function and the remove stake function. And so my demo wallet doesn't actually have any stake on it currently, and I don't really want to spend the transaction fees, honestly. So I'm just going to show you generally how you would go about doing this. I'll show you with the remove stake, and the same process basically applies for the add stake. So in the remove stake, let's say I was staked to FAM's key here, and I wanted to remove 1,000 stake, right? So I would do the 1,000, and this here shows that it's a U64 and it's an integer, and I cannot put a dot and then type 0.53 or something along those lines. So in order to actually make it 1,000, I'd have to add an extra 9 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That actually makes the 1,000 inside of this thing. So if you're unstaking, just keep that in mind, that you have to add the extra 9 zeros or whatever the rest of the value is in order to get that to add up in there. So once you have your values the way that you want it to remove stake from this module key and this amount, being 1,000 with an extra 9 zeros to make it fit in the back end. So you hit submit transaction and you hit sign and submit, which I'm not going to actually go follow through with. And once you hit sign and submit, it'll trigger your extension to sign the transaction. And then after a little bit of time, it will pop up here with a green or a red success or error, depending on whether or not it went through. And just real quick, one more, if I put in stake one more time inside of this little search bar there, there's also remove stake multiple. So if you wanted to remove multiple stakes at the same time and use just one transaction fee and sign your key, sign your wallet just one time, then you can do that here. So let's say I had 2 wallets, and I'll just grab some random wallet address. I'll put in this one. So on this wallet, right, I had say 1,000 for FAM, so it'd be 1,000, and then 9 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I can put add item here. And then let's say on this account, on this wallet, I had, 25,000, 25,000, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All you need to do is make sure that the list length matches each other and that the numbers match each other. So 0 here is to 0 there, 1 here is to 1 there, and so on and so forth. If you had 10 different wallets that you were trying to, unstake from, then you would want to make sure that they all match up. And what I recommend, if you need to keep track of your information at the same time, because if you click on change state here, it'll clear out all of this information. I recommend you right click on your tab and just hit duplicate. And then you can go to your change state and go to the subspace module and look up that stake information that you were looking at before. And then once you have that there, say we have that information that we're wanting to look at, then we can go back to this and compare the two of them. And then the same process applies as before. You hit the submit transaction, and then you can just do sign and submit, and it will unstake you from any of the wallets. The same process applies whenever you do the add stake. So if I do add stake just by itself, super easy, put in the module key, put in the amount. And if I want to add stake multiple, then I can do the same thing here, adding items to make the lists match up in length, making numbers match up with each other, and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty much it. The dot apps app is really useful. It's really easy once you get the hang of it. It's got a lot of information that you're not really going to pay attention to, but if you're just trying to do simple staking and balance management, then it's not too bad. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the Telegram or anywhere else. Stay frosty.